You know what? It doesn't even matter. Just cut it.
All right, guys, welcome to The Cut, episode 3. You got me, Tom Roth, your host, with co-hosting me, Anthony Aquendo. Anthony, say what up.
What's up?
And now we got our third guest. Week 1, we had John Butchko. Week 2, J.R. Tubbs. This week, we would like to introduce Sal Jackson. Sal, say what up to everyone.
What's up, everybody? What's happening?
So, Sal, this is my first time meeting you. Anthony told me a little bit about you. You're real estate, but that's not all who you are, man. You do credit repair. You help people with their credit, which right now, you know, with student loans coming back, inflation hitting, people are having to choose between eating some ramen or paying that card, man. You know what I mean? Because shit is expensive now.
Definitely,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But you're more than that too, man. From what I understand, you're very involved in our community.
Yeah, definitely. It's a passion of mine. So, yep.
And so you're passionate about Ashtabula, man, and that's fantastic because I'm a lifelong Ashtabula resident. Grew up here, moved to Pittsburgh for college. I came right back. This is my home.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's made it her home. You know, Anthony's been here forever. After the Marine Corps, he came back, and you know, Ashtabula's changed a lot. Ashtabula's dynamically changing day by day, year by year, and to meet someone who is invested in the development of not just the community of, you know, the physical structures and everything, the street, like the streets, and but also the kids, the youth, and even the adults. It's amazing to meet someone that's involved and passionate about that. So first of all, I'd like to thank you for that, for making my town a better place and trying to do that and actively doing it. So thank you very much, man.
I appreciate that a lot. That means something to me, especially like I said, try to be involved as much as I can, try to put positive waves out there, positive vibes. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get into all that.
All right,
but we got a couple things that we want to do first.
Okay.
So first thing,
first thing, let's get to this. Well, Sal, I've known you a while. I would consider you a great friend.
Appreciate you.
We'll talk about how we met later.
Yeah. Well, come on, let's go.
Some Arizona.
Yes, sir.
But no, I got you a gift. We got you a gift, man. Reaching to that bucket. I know this is something that you enjoy, so I had to get that for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little drink. So.
Call it what it is, Anthony. You did it. I didn't have any part in that.
I did it. It doesn't matter.
Cognac.
Yes.
I don't know. I should be saying any names, you know, or you don't want people coming for copyright stuff.
Yeah, we'll keep that to ourselves. Drink.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think we should definitely indulge in one of those here shortly. But Sal, man, let me give you the floor, bro, and you tell us who you are.
Okay. I'll try to do my best. You know, I'm so many different people sometimes. That's no joke. But yeah, born and raised in Ashtabula, 37 years old. So I've been in Ashtabula for 37 years. You know, grew up here. You know, of course, went to school, got a couple, you know, started off working in restaurants. Well, I started off doing a lot of stuff before that. But let's say back in the day, I used to get in trouble. You know, got in trouble, served some time, got out, started turning my life around. And about that time when I did get out, that's sort of when I figured out I wanted to do something to get back to my community or whatnot. And you know, I started coaching basketball with my son. My son was like in 3rd grade or whatever, so I started coaching his Y teams and you know, started giving back to the kids that way. And we did that up until he was like in 8th grade, I believe. We had an 8th grade team or whatever, or 7th grade team or whatnot. And then eventually, at that time, I was working in restaurants. You know, I probably worked at every restaurant there is in Ashtabula, like from B-Dubs to Red Lobster, Applebee's.
Did you ever work at Caruso's?
Didn't work at Caruso's because that was like when I was growing up.
I got you.
You know. But just everywhere, to tell you the truth. Clay Street, Martini's, Lakefront Restaurant used to be out there on the strip. So I've done that. And then in the meantime, you know, back in 2011, I went to go get my real estate license. You know, that was a little bit of a process. Ended up getting that. And then, you know, I was working part-time job, selling real estate on the side. then selling real estate to working a part-time job on the side. And about 2017, that's when I went full-time real estate, and it's been up from there. So like I said, in my meantime, I try to get back to the community. We do neighborhood cleanups. A lot of people are familiar with me through that. See, we've
I
done.
heard you're gonna be next city manager.
I mean, I might have to, throw my hat in the ring one day, but you never know. But yeah, so neighborhood cleanups, block parties. We help bring the youth to the West Side Shootout, where they had like a junior version of that. So that happened. We did Juneteenth the last couple years. We didn't get to do it this year, but try to do as much as we can. So
Absolutely.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I mean, so becoming passionate about this area, becoming passionate about the youth, the adults, the infrastructure, everything like that. I mean, it's something that's really not, like I said earlier, it's something that's really nice to see, but because I feel like Ashtabula is kind of like a joke, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, or not is a joke, but people portray it as such that might not be from this area, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard Trashtabula, but then on the flip, man, I've heard like Ashtabula beautiful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wish that people from the outside looking in would be able to just see it the way that you see it, or like maybe Anthony and I see it. It's truly a beautiful place, man. I mean, every area has its problem areas, or maybe areas of concern, not necessarily a problem, but like, some areas that might not be as good as others. I hear a lot of people trashing the city because on Main Avenue you have an influx of homeless people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, that's such a problem. But like, people always want to call it the problem, but they don't want to call it the solution. Am I right?
No, so, it's very true.
I drive by, and when I was younger, I'd see some of the homeless people, and I'd be like, well, damn, man, like this ain't a good look. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought, what can we do to rectify this? How can we get these people the help that they need, the programs that they might need to succeed? Because I've heard people say that, there's always a solution for any problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily a problem, but more just a issue that might need addressed. So have you been involved in anything with maybe trying to point those who may be homeless in the right direction, or maybe initiating a program, anything like that?
No, not me personally. I may have maybe volunteered for some events that I know. We have another another leader in our community. His name's Ricky Turner.
Yeah.
He's amazing with that. He's out there in the trenches with these people, trying to get them help, taking them up to Elite, trying to get them jobs, giving them places to stay. He has a sober house. There's a couple other things that he has going on where he's able to give some of these people a place to stay. But and even like Steve Sargent, he has his house over there on the corner of the station and whatnot, that he lets people stay there that that are willing to get the help.
Is that the Beatrice house, or
I can't remember what it's called, so forgive me, I can't remember what it's called. Usually I'll probably be able to think of it, but of course those spots are reserved for people that are really trying to turn their life around, that are going to come in and do a program and say, okay, I got to get up and, clean myself up and go look for a job.
Dude, that's the big thing, man. Some of these people don't even want to get help.
Yeah,
like, what do they say? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, and that's the main thing with the homeless issue. Is like a lot of these, from at least from my experience and what I know is there's a lot of people out there that don't want the help. They'll take advantage of you if you hey, here's some clothes, here's some food, or here's some money, and then they'll go back and do the same thing. So it's all about people wanting to help and willing to actually put forth the effort to turn their lives around. But it's possible, and the resources are out there. I've actually been to a lot of meetings in the city where a lot of homeless people end up in Ashtabula is because there's the resources are here to help them. So they come here looking for those resources, and then they might take a detour and then whatever. But
they get caught up with the wrong people in the process.
Right. And maybe you can blame them, maybe you can't. If you're living out on the street, you gotta survive or do whatever. So I'm sure it's easy to get caught up or do whatever. But there are resources out there to help these people for sure.
That's awesome.
So I know I helped you with several cleanups. I know my wife has helped She loves helping. She loves when cleanup day comes because she takes pride. You should see afterwards, bro. We ride around town and like she'll see some of the spots that we picked up and she'll point out like, oh, they better keep that clean. Or look at we fucking spent all that time cleaning up and it looks like shit again. I'm like, Jai, you gotta calm down. She takes it so serious. I mean, it is serious. Like it's definitely something you should take pride in. But like it's a lot of it's out of her control. And I know actually, I'm curious to know actually because I know you brought this up at a city council meeting as far as like accountability whenever it comes to people who are dumping, like large amounts of garbage. Like when we went under the underpass that one day, that wasn't the first time that shit's happened.
No.
And like, has there been any movement as far as accountability?
Not that I can really see. Like I guess. Before I get into that, I appreciate you coming out for those years too. So I've always been able to count on Ant coming out to help.
Well, I appreciate you putting them together because it does. I mean, it definitely helps the city. You know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
it's not. I love you, bro, but it's not. I don't do it for you. I do it for the city. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. It's much appreciated. But to get back to your question, is like as far as accountability, I think we're getting there. I can't say that we're there all the way, but it's definitely on the radar of the city because you have to sort of look at it. I've been doing this since 2017 as far as like neighborhoods, and volunteers and putting these things together. We didn't do it 2020, but 2021, 2022. So it's been about 5 years or so. And this year we finally got sponsored by the city. So the city is,
that was huge.
Putting forth effort to put their resources out there to gather volunteers and get more people involved. So with that, I feel like, the accountability is like right around that corner because then you're going to have more people because it's just that feeling that, like you said, after you get done, you're riding around like, oh, you feel so happy, you're proud of what you did, and this and this and that. So now that's going to be multiplied by, 150 people who are going to be doing the same thing, going back to those same areas. So then, it's all about putting pressure on the city and, good pressure or whatever, but it's just about putting pressure on the city because we want this city to actually live up to its potential. I think it can. That's why I try to do what I do. Because I do think Asheville has loads of potential, and it's not just me. There's a lot of people who put money into this city that we don't know about. But there's people spend money in Asheville.
Yeah, bro,
you know what I mean. So
I know that shit was not cheap.
There you go. So I mean, there's definitely potential here. So I think it's just going to get better from here.
And I mean, it has to because so growing up, I'm 33. I graduated with Anthony. And I remember, not maybe seeing all of what you're doing, like with that other, like, so what you're doing, I never really saw other people doing that kind of thing. Right. Mm-hmm. So I always kind of wondered, like, what is the, who's the onus on to maybe clean up some areas of the county, and now, if there was, I do apologize anyone out there. I just maybe ignorant teenager. I never saw it. But now looking back, privileged enough to kind of see some of the things going on now. I see more youth involvement with stuff. I mean, a woman who's a teacher at Asheville Lakeside, Stacy Gankos. I think that's her. Mrs. G. Yeah. I see a lot of.
She's great.
Yeah, like she's empowering these kids that are like maybe athletes, maybe some of them may be underprivileged, some of them might not come from the best home situations, but she takes these kids, right, and she empowers them to be better. Mm-hmm. And I see this pride now in Ashtabula's youth to make a positive impact, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's a direct correlation on things that you're doing because these kids might see Sal Jackson, someone they may have looked up to growing up. I'm affecting positive change. Mm-hmm. So now I want to be that next in that vein of Sal Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And like, shout out young man I see all the time. Like Isaiah Harris. I see, his friend. He's got blonde hair. He went to Lakeside. Hell of a basketball player. I don't remember his name. He's all tatted up. But I see that kid out there doing all sorts of stuff, man. Day-Day Williams. Who?
Nando?
Yeah, Nando. Nando Kotz Cologne. Yeah. I see him doing stuff.
Actually, Sal, let's pour one up, man.
Okay. I just want to make sure it stayed cold.
But like Day Williams, I see him doing stuff. Like amazing things that are coming from the youth now that can continue the legacy that you're creating. It's amazing to see that now because it truly feels like there's pride in Ashtabula County, not just from those who have been there, but kids that are going there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kids that are going in the direction that you went in of affecting positive change in the area. It's a privilege to see that because, like I said, growing up, I never saw that. And now,
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, we used to, I don't want to say, we used to disrespect the city when I was a kid. Yeah.
I mean, we all did.
We all did. We were all
kids.
knuckleheads. We was knuckleheads, yeah. But I mean, growing up, especially moving away, I used to be one of the people who bashed the city. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking trash to be. I was on that side, and I was so disappointed. You saw me out there in Arizona. Fucking, it's a beautiful place.
It is.
It's really hard when you know you got to move back to Ashtabula. Literally every time I would think about Ashtabula, I would think of the city, and then I would just think of this gray cloud over the city all the time. Like I could not get that gray cloud out of my fucking head. Then when I was kind of forced to move back, although I'm super grateful for, having to move back because I've had a ton of opportunities. I think it helps knowing a lot of people here. Whereas in Arizona, I just have my little circle that I worked with pretty much. Right. But yeah, man, once I came back, it made me really appreciate the city a lot more, especially being away, so. But yeah, so I'm not a knucklehead bashing the city no more. And now I see graffiti and shit, and I just want to.
Yeah, it makes you angry.
Bro?
Like what's going on? Like what are you representing? That doesn't even represent anything. But anyway, just to expound on what you were saying about Miss Gankles and the kids that she's helping. I love to see that. I don't want to say it's in the same vein that I don't know like if they are influenced by me or anything, but if they are, that's great. That I could be an influence, but. Miss Gankles, I mean, she does amazing with those kids, and we actually awarded her an award last year at the Juneteenth celebration, and it was for that. It was just for actually being there for the kids and putting a positive light to light their future and their paths and get them to go in positive directions. So she's definitely amazing. We need to definitely get behind her more. You know what I mean? As far as like, she needs help, then, with these kids or whatever, people should be behind that. So that I just think that's amazing. So I mean, if they're following me, even better. But they worked with me and helped me with do things, help me set up my block party, help come out to my cleanup. So I mean, they're amazing kids, man, and I hope that she can stay out there and bring along the future, even the ones that come up behind them. So yeah.
Yeah, I know she's got a situation going on right now that it's unfortunate,
Yeah.
It's gonna kind of put a hinder on her plans, but I think she's resilient, man, and she's determined. She'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think I was reflecting on that too, and I feel like I don't, she might have a little roadblock here or there, but she always knocks stuff over and she just gets right to the next thing.
She's gonna figure it out.
I can never see her probably leaving those kids alone or leaving any kid that needs help. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be there. So it might not be in that exact situation that she was trying to do, but I'm sure she's always gonna be there for the community. That's just the type of person she is. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, salute.
Yeah.
Drinks. I must be turning into alcoholics. So I'm ready to drink. I don't even drink cognac, but we gonna
make it Ashtabula better.
Absolutely
better, man.
That's good.
Yeah, smooth, right?
Very good.
Yeah, I don't even drink cognac, but that was good.
Yeah, it's the champagne of cognac.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's the high end shit right there.
God, that has a really nice aftertaste.
Yeah,
ain't no joke.
Real smooth.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
1738. Oh.
We got both eyes over here though.
We got both
eyes over here.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So moving on a little bit from community involvement, we talked about that you help with credit.
Yeah.
Especially in this area. I mean, socioeconomic wise, it's not a Lake County, Beechwood type area, stereotypically, right? So like in Beechwood, you have that stereotype that everyone's got great credit. They're all driving Lexuses, Beamers, Benz, Bentley. You know, not to do the song title, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. But anyway, yeah, fabulous. You know, this area can really be affected by something like that, man. Having those resources to get to be better, not just in a community aspect, but from a financial aspect, right? So everyone's got financial. I don't care if you're LeBron James. LeBron James probably goes to bed at night wondering about an investment that he made, right? Is that a good investment, right? Elon Musk, right? Was Twitter a good idea? You know what I mean? But we don't have those problems out here. You know, it's a little bit different. You know, we talked about off air. We talked about, hey, student loans are coming back August 31st, right? Some people are going to have to choose between, do I pay my student loan bill or do I go buy my $300 worth of groceries, right? So credit is now going to be more at the forefront now more than ever because that shit will fuck your credit up, man. So talk about how you affect change with credit repair. What's your process? How'd you get into that, first of all? Because I feel like that's a really interesting thing that you help people with credit.
Yeah. Well, I work with I'm in real estate. So when you do in real estate, you get introduced to a lot of different kind of people, investors, and stuff like that. So I work with and I'm around some high level investors, and I happen to run into a guy. He talks about fixing credit and stuff like that, and so I ended up hooking up with him, and he sort of just showing me the ins and outs of credit, how to get inquiries taken off your credit report that shouldn't be there, collections, could be bankruptcies and stuff like that. So this is something I'm sort of just getting into. It's been maybe 3 months so far. But I've completely cleaned my credit up. Like, I was probably like a 540, 4 months ago, and now I'm like a 640. You know what I'm saying? 645, 650. And even, I mean, if I go on Credit Karma, it's gonna say 700.
Yep.
But see, what happens is, what some people don't know, you get on Credit Karma and those things, they're not really telling you exactly what your credit score is. Most of the time, it's either could be 50 to 100 points higher or 50 to 100 points below actually what your actual score is.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it says 700 and I hey, I got 740, but I don't. It's I know how to go through the real sites to actually find out what the credit actually is. So
no, 100%.
Yeah, so just having inquiries taken off your credit can raise your score. Always paying on time before your statement close date can raise your credit. It's called a statement closing date. So there's there's when your bills actually due, and then there's a statement closing date.
Yep.
So if you've got something to pay, you want to pay it on the statement closing date. Yep. You don't want to wait for it to do because technically it's late. Yep. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. So you always want to keep your credit usage down as much as you can. It's better if you keep it below 9%. I think the next one.
I thought 30. I thought 30 was
is
the magic number.
It's 29%. You want to keep it below 29%, but if you want to be elite status
Top
as far
tier,
as credit
800,
usage, you want to be under 9%.
That's that's crazy as fuck to me. They give you this money to spend, but they don't want you to spend it.
Yeah.
If you don't spend it, you have a better score, but you want to have some kind of usage. You don't want to have a zero balance because that hurts you.
Right, because you're not building anything. I mean, sometimes you want to make sure your minimum is paid all the time, so you're having credit and paying interest. You know what I mean? So you're leaving a trail behind to say, this guy is actually paying. He's paying his interest. I'm good. He's paying his interest, so you're building your credit that way. But but if you want to do something where you pay for something, you're paying no interest on it, you want to make sure you pay before your statement closing date.
Yep.
Keep your credit usage as low as possible. Things like that for me, instead of me trying to get really specific down into it, but it's very interesting because credit is something that you need for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, it opens a lot of doors for you, and that's what I'm finding out. And I'm like, okay, because I used to be the type of person I'll pay for it with cash. as long as I got cash, I'm good. I don't care about the credit. I don't care about this or whatever. And then I start figuring out, oh, okay, well, I can use credit, not even like a mortgage credit, you know what I'm saying, but use credit to buy houses and flip houses and stuff like that, and protect yourself even more. Like even like between a debit card and a credit card, if you can use a credit card, you want to use that because it's all the way protected. If somebody steals money off your credit card, the government or the bank is going to give it back to you. They'll find that person. But if you get your money stole off a debit card, you're going to go through all kinds of processes to get your money back and prove that it was somebody else. So
yeah, not only that though, but with credit cards you get rewards.
Rewards, cash back, points on hotels, points on flights. You know what I'm saying? Food, restaurants, like gas. You know, it's crazy.
The only
so
thing
it's
that sucks is the interest. If you don't pay that payment before that interest kicks in, then it's pointless.
Right. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the statement closing date. You know, and then like I said, depending on what you're paying for, that's a good thing. Sometimes you want to let your credit build and pay the interest on some things, but if you can pay for that statement closing date, you don't pay interest, then you're good to go. You know what I mean? And like I said, at the
that's
same
what makes
time,
it worth it.
Yeah, building your credit, getting your points, getting your rewards and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I've been learning where, you know, you could just like start going on vacations and get like the special suite at the hotel because you got a car with these people. And, you know, and you got to raise up to a level and they see that you pay or whatever. So you can do that with a lot of different things with the credit. So.
And I absolutely love what you said a minute ago about, you know, I thought I had cash, I'm just going to pay for it, right? So in the industry I work in, I've seen that 100 times, man. Someone comes in, well, I don't put anything on credit, I just pay cash for everything. Well, it's detrimental almost to them in the sense of, hey, he has credit or he or she has credit, they just don't use it, right? So the bank won't finance something on them because they haven't used their card in 10 years. They're a ghost, you know? And, you know, you see on there that they're a, say, 715, right? And that's almost A+ tier credit, you know what I mean? But the bank isn't going to take a risk on you. You know, it's all about, I think what a lot of people don't understand about credit is it's a bank taking a risk on you. You know what I mean? And they don't feel comfortable if you don't have that history. You know, and it's imperative for people, I think, now more than ever to know that you need to build history with a bank, with a financial, not just a bank, but a financial institution. So, like, Wells Fargo's a bank, right? But they're also a financial institution in the sense that they lend credit, you know, like auto loans, house loans. And if you don't use that ever, you know, why the fuck would they ever take a risk on you, man? Because I mean, I think what a lot of people also don't understand is you can finance something, you can pay it off early, man. A lot of banks don't have prepayment penalties. Right. So if you've got that money, just finance it, man. You know, like we were talking off air. When I bought my house, everything was 0%, right? Because it was the new year, you know, they're doing their inventory clearance. Well, my credit took a hit because, hey, Tom, you opened up 7 accounts in fucking 14 days. So who the fuck is this guy? So it went down, but you know, you pay your credit on, you do it before your closing date. You pay more than the minimum payment. A lot of people don't want to pay more than the minimum payment. It blows my mind because, hey, yeah, it says you only got to pay $50, but if you can pay the 200, pay the 200. Not only do you pay it off earlier, but there's no prepayment penalty, man. And I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. That's got me a little but you know, I'm sparking discussion here.
No, but I'll go off something that you said when you said something about the credit as far as history is concerned. I can just bring you to a real life situation. I'm selling a house right now. We're to the finish line pretty much. This guy is, I mean, I don't want to say, well, he's almost damn near paying cash for the house. He don't really need a super loan or whatever. He has like more than 50% down on a house that's, you know, above 100K or whatever, you know? So, but to talk about the credit, they came to us last week and said, hey, we need, and he's an older guy, older gentleman, senior citizen, we'll put it that way. And they said, well, we need to show that Mr. is paying, he has good history, good standings on his council. Send us a water bill, send us an insurance bill, send us anything. Well, he pays for everything in cash. He's an old guy, he don't really have the internet, so he ain't no accounts there or whatever. But that just goes to show you, like, you can have 50% down on a $100,000 house, but you don't have no credit history. They're gonna be like, well, I don't know if I can loan you this, but but you got the cash right there. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to make sure you build that history. And I would advise anybody right now, I mean, if you're 18 years old and you trying to be responsible, like just don't go out and get a credit card and just be like, oh, they gave me $1,000 and go blow the whole $1,000 and don't pay it back. But go out there, get you a credit card and start building and creating some history. Get something that's, like $200 or something, and then maybe pay that minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pay that minimum payment every month, but create the history, and that way when you start getting a little bit older and it's time to actually people pulling your credit, you have a credit history going.
Growing up, I was told bad credit's better than no credit.
Yeah, yeah. And you would think that that if you had no credit and you're starting for a clean slate, they'll be like, oh, well, you're good to go. But no, it doesn't work like that. They
Only
want
if you're
to see...
a student and you want a student loan.
Right, yeah. There you go.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, don't talk about the student loans. No, exactly. They want to see that how you pay your bills. They want to know, okay, if I can give this man $100,000 on a credit card, is he going to pay me back? Is he good for that, or whatever it may be? So if they can't see it, they're like, well, I ain't giving you that much money.
But if you got bad credit, be like, well, it took him about 10 years longer than it should have.
Right. So we're going to jack his interest rate up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of stuff they look at. That's how the interest rates go in, depending on your history. If they going to jack them up.
Speaking of which, what are we at now for the interest rate?
The interest rates are hovering like just below 6. You know
what I heard? I heard like from the don't quote me on the years, but like from the 70s up until like the 90s or some shit, the interest rate was like 17%, somewhere around there.
It was in there.
And I heard it was like 80s, normal.
Yeah,
I heard for us to be like at 3.5% was like fucking unheard of.
Yeah, so like in the 80s, it was like 15, 12%. That's the kind of
nuts.
Yeah, the interest rates they were getting back then. So like, fast forward to now, when when I got my real estate license. Was like 2011. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't pay too much attention to the interest rates in 2011, but I do remember paying attention to them like around 2013 and 14 as I started, getting a little bit more familiar in real estate and doing more deals and stuff like that. But the interest rates were like 4 and 5 then, and this was in 2014. You know what I mean? This is when the market was just coming back up off the last recession. You know what I mean? So during the pandemic, they basically almost dropped into like 0.1%, 0.2%. That's what it was.
Crazy.
I should have refinanced.
Yeah. So you should have refinanced. You know what I'm saying? So it was.
But I don't know if I could have got it fixed. I got 3.5 fixed right now.
You got that variable?
Oh, then you're good.
No,
Stay where you're at.
Yeah,
you're fine.
I'm fixed.
So I want to ask you about that actually. So just to preface here, so I used to rent my apartment from my dad. Right? My dad, he owns a bunch of apartments, and he did, and then he just went down to one. That was my wife and I's first place when we were just dating, right? We were paying $800 a month to him, and that was, as a good buddy of mine says, that's the player price. You know what I mean? So I was paying $800 a month, and then $400 or $500 in utilities. I was paying $1,300 a month. So then I go to get a house, $80,000 home. Mortgage was going to be like $780. Okay, and I told my dad, "Hey, Dad, I'm looking at buying a house. I'm probably going to move out of this apartment. I want to tell you a couple months ahead of time so you can maybe start finding a new tenant." Why the fuck would you do that? And I was like, because it's going to be the same payment. I'm getting 1,200 square feet. You know what I mean?
Right.
As opposed to 800. With an apartment. And my dad's like, all right. But the interest rate's about to be 17%. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, Dad. Because my dad paid cash for that house. So going through all that, we got the house, and I got approved for an interest rate, and it was 2.79%. I told my dad that, and
you almost shit a brick.
my dad legit almost had a heart attack, which was crazy. My dad's had a bunch of heart problems over the course of his life, and he was like, Jesus Christ, man. He's like, I'm like, is that bad?
Yeah.
He was like, no, that's amazing, because when he bought his house on Brown Road in Saybrook back in '84, interest rate was 16%.
Yeah.
And he never refinanced.
Yeah.
So he was paying 16% on that shit
for years.
So this dude, after I tell him that, he refinances his house. He was like, Tom, you're never gonna believe this. What? My mortgage went down $500. And I'm
Holy
like,
shit.
praise Christ, Dad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So anyway, I buy this new house
Uh-huh.
with Sarah Tracy. Shout out Sarah.
Shout out Sarah. What's
Shout
up?
out Sarah.
Mhm.
You know, next house sell, it's gonna be you though,
It's
man.
all right.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I'm sorry,
I didn't know
Sarah.
you
I'm
then.
sorry.
Sarah, I love you, but my man Sal over here, I just feel Sal and I are connecting right now. But anyway, so my interest rate went up to it's at 3.5% now,
Yeah.
which is still low.
Okay.
Right? What I'm getting at is, you know, you get these automated emails from I went through Union Home Mortgage.
Okay, yeah.
Joe Finucane, shout out Joe, he got me the house I wanted. Joe sends me an email and he says, hey, with the interest rate now, you should refinance your home.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at 3.5%. And working in the industry I work in, I know the Fed just raised it by 1.5 points. Not just in the home market, but maybe in the auto market, everything like that.
Isn't it universal though?
No.
So
the
why
Fed
would
rate is different from the actual interest mortgage rates?
But I know they tied in together.
They
Correct?
do tie them in together, but just because, like for last week, for instance,
Well, they
it went
just
up like
raised it
0.75% last week. Well, the mortgage rates dropped.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is that because the banks? Wouldn't that have to do with the banks? Like, because I know the banks add on their own percentage on top of what the Fed is asking, correct?
Don't
That's
give
the
me-
way I've always understood it.
Don't get me to lie. I just know.
All right.
That's what I said. I just know that because I read this stuff every day, and I didn't learn that. To be truthful, I didn't learn that till last week. I was like, oh, so the Fed rate. You know, when they say, well, the Fed hiked their rates today, it doesn't automatically mean the interest rates went up on mortgages.
How does that? But they raised the rates to fight inflation, but the mortgage rates dropped, which would be counterproductive to their goal to fight inflation. Correct?
Don't get me to try to explain that. I'll just tell you. I know that for it was like at 5.8, and it went down to 5.3. But
that's still not terrible. I mean, given the situation, right?
No, but then I think it was today, they just went back up again.
So
Yeah.
why,
Yeah, I know.
tying to my question, why would that dude message me to refinance my house when I got a fixed rate at 3.5, whatever it is?
Does he know
percent?
that?
And is it because of home equity? Like maybe I have equity. Why would someone want me to refinance to go to a higher rate?
It could be because of that, or it could be just because they want to make money. You know,
I was gonna say
they want to make money. I mean,
Joe wants me to buy him a new yacht.
yeah. Or
Hey, have you ever called you sell cars? Have you ever called anybody like literally 6 months after they just bought their car? Like, hey, you want to trade that in?
Oh, every time. I traded
That's
my
what
car
I'm
in 6
saying.
months after I fucking
so-
bought it.
They're trying to make money, and not even that. Like Joe Finucane, I get messages from Joe.
You know Joe?
I don't know him. Like in real estate, it's funny. Like we know a lot of people we don't know you.
I feel you. Okay.
You know, like
Heard the names.
yeah, like I talked to you on the phone more than I ever seen you. 3 years later, 20 phone conversations. I'm like, hey, that's Sarah Tracy. I
Finally
never
get to
saw
meet him.
her before, you know,
Yeah.
but I've seen Sarah. But I'm just saying, some realtors just be like that, and the same with mortgage officers. We don't actually see them, and they come into our office or something like that. They want to, put their marketing tools and stuff in there, and we might see them then, but rarely see them. So we make our relationships over the phone. But like I said, I get messages from Joe, and he's updated me on the market, and that's something that just goes out to people on his email list.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay, so it's an automated email.
It could be an automated
Okay, all
email.
right.
It could be automated emails and say, hey, I'm in front of you. Hey, you want to refinance your house? Want to come back and make me some money? I'm sorry, Joe.
so I thought that Joe had my best interest in
I don't know. I'm sorry, Joe.
Getting these secrets right now.
Appreciate it.
I'm just keeping it honest. You know what I'm saying?
So we talk about, Anthony just said it best. We're talking about the secrets here. So obviously, we're not going to dance around an issue here. The pandemic happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone knows that. Housing
That's not a
prices
secret.
spiked. Do it up, my man.
Yeah.
Do you want some ice? Because there's ice in here, man.
No, that's fine. It's all good.
It'll stay chill. Here, pass
so
this. Let me get another one of those out.
Yeah,
So interest rates
Don't be
hike,
greedy.
housing prices hike, right?
Mhm.
So I'll just, I don't like putting out where I work or whatever just because I don't want my views to be reflective of my company's views, whatever. But I just know that, do you mind? By the way? I'm trying to get a little fucked up tonight.
Still.
I love it.
You're
I just
off
made a new
tomorrow.
friend tonight, Anthony. Thank you.
No, Sal's awesome, man.
So
We'll talk about how me and, like I said, we'll talk about how me and Sal.
I
got
can't
married.
wait. When we get into the more chill part of the episode, we're just shooting the shit. I can't wait for that. But so the interest rates rise, housing prices rise during COVID.
Interest rates went down. Just to
interest rate went down. Excuse me.
And to correct myself from earlier, I said like 0.1. I meant like 1.9.
Yes.
Like that. There you go. They were down that low. Go ahead.
So I remember in the car industry, I was selling 20 cars a month. I was holding gross like never before. I was making money, man. I was loving life, right? And I know during COVID, I was hearing on the news, houses are going on the market and 20 minutes later they're selling, right? What was it like for you during the pandemic? Like, obviously we're still in a pandemic, quote, but I mean, what was it like for you those first like September 2020, that's when I bought my house. Okay, so that's my basis of comparison.
Okay.
September-ish 2020, that area forward. What was it like for you?
Well, it was pretty crazy, you know. And, and I'm gonna start. I can't really talk about the pandemic and give you proper context of what it was like unless I sort of talk about the beginning.
Let's do it.
It's not gonna really take me that long, but I just have to say, yeah, pandemic hit when we find out like what. End of January, February, like that. Okay,
Marchish,
so boom, we start taking it in, start going on lockdown, and then I can sort of remember every day like, oh, we're on lockdown. I would look out the window to see if I would see anybody driving over the overpass or something like that. I was like, oh, people are still going outside. Okay, cool. So I would go to the office. A business coordinator would be there. Just be a couple of us there because everybody's staying low, and it was a little bit slow. Because everybody was sort of trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah,
they were
trying to navigate. That reminds me, real quick.
They were navigating.
You stopped by my house at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was kind of weird because I'm like, do I dap him up?
Yeah. It was funny. Like it was crazy because I don't want to say I didn't take the pandemic seriously. I just was like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stay in the house. I'm about to go show houses. So
it's like if you got cancer, you're not about to fucking just sit in the house.
I'm not. I know some people that will.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some people will say, "Oh, I'm dead. I'm just just kill me now." Take it out. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta live.
But no, with me, I was like, no, I'm about to show houses. So I'm showing houses and like sort of showing up with the same thing. Do I shake this person's hand, or are they gonna try to shake my hand? Yeah. But I was just like, I never cared. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'll just read them. All right, whatever. But so I'm like, okay, I'm taking advantage of the situation because I'm just like, well, there ain't nobody else to show a house, so I'm gonna get the money, so whatever.
Hell yeah.
So that's what I was doing. So like I said, it was a little bit slow because everybody's still trying to figure out, But like soon as like May hit, it just started going crazy. I just remember it was just going crazy. Houses weren't staying on the market, and it was sort of weird. It's just like you can't see these things coming, right? But if you look back at the market data from like 2017, you could sort of see how, like I said, 2014 it was going up, recovering from the recession. So it was going up, going up, going up. 2017 it starts coming down. 2018 the inventory's lower than that. 2019 lower than that. There was already multiple offers going on before the pandemic hit. People already had equity in their houses before the pandemic hit. I remember selling a house, I think the end of 2019. And then people had bought that house in like 2016 or something. They haven't had it that long, 4 years, and they gained like $40,000 equity in their house. And I was like, boom. So when it went to the pandemic, it was an inventory thing. And I tell people like this, if it wasn't, I guess the feds or whoever, they knew what they were doing when they dropped the interest rates because that just made people want to buy houses.
Yep.
Then you had people that were like trying to get out of the big cities because they were locking them down. They didn't have no freedom. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you took it here.
Yeah.
But we had freedom. You know what I mean? Being in Ashtabula County is very rural out here. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
We were not on lockdown like New York was on lockdown.
Yeah.
New York just got off lockdown like 4 or 5 months ago.
Back
you know
to
what I mean?
masks.
Yeah, masks. We didn't have to wear those for a while, or it was a choice, or this or that. And, so it was pretty lenient around here. But like I said, you had people coming for those places that were like had heavy restrictions trying to move to Ohio. Had people from California, people from New York, people from out west, any of the like super liberal, crazy states were coming here, so that just, and remote work, people like, oh, I don't have to live here anymore to do my job. I can go move here.
From home, so I can live wherever the fuck I want.
I can move wherever I want. And then that brings you buyers that are like, Well, I'll live anywhere from here to the north coast of Ashtabula
East Coast to
the Cincinnati.
to
Like,
Utah.
you take me that far? I'm like, no, chill out. Like, whatever. But that's the kind of thing you have. But the last 2 years, like you want to say September and on from 2020, definitely September and on, it was just like running around with a chicken with your head cut off, because
How is it now?
it's slowed way down. Like, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that, because like literally, it was no rest. I mean, 7 days a week. I mean, let me put it like this: 2021, I had like, or 2020, I probably had like 46 transactions in a year.
Was that a record for you?
It was. So like,
That's like almost once a week.
yeah, I guess so. Like from 2014, I will sell more houses every year from 2014. Like 2014 was like 3 houses, right? Then the next year was like 12. And the next year was like 20 something. So I'm finally made 46 in 2020. Last year I did like 58 or something like that in the pandemic. But that's just to show you how crazy it was over the last couple of years. Like, I made more money in those 2 years than I've ever made doing real estate ever.
That's awesome.
And I was like, but so now we're in 2022, big slowdown. I mean, and it's really because there's no inventory. The inventory is never replenished. So when people talk about, oh, there's about to be a crash, like, it's literally not about to be a crash. I'm educated in real estate, so when I see people like say stuff like that and post stuff like that, it annoys me. It's like so much, like, because I know you're just thinking, oh, it's going to be a repeat of what happened in 2008 and 2006 or whatever. It's not going to be like that. Those things were driven by 2 different things that caused that, or was causing this now, and what caused that then. You had people back then that were giving out bad loans, the people who worked at, just had these low income jobs, and they're giving them loans for a $300,000 house, and they're like, they're good to go.
They call it predatory.
Yeah, predatory lending. There you go. Yeah. So a lot of that was going on. This is lack of inventory. Inventory's down here. Demand is up here.
Up there.
Real estate carried the USA through, the pandemic, as far as like economy is concerned.
Fuck yeah.
If they didn't do that to the interest rates, because I think I got off that a little bit earlier, if they didn't drop those interest rates low and create that, it was already there, but they put way more buyers on the market. We probably wouldn't have made it through the last 2 years. So now it's like nothing like that can sustain itself. So now they're raising the rates, getting the people out of the market who are just like, I call them like trend buyers, because I feel like everybody was buying a house because their mom bought one, their brother bought a house. It's like, I can buy a house.
That is so true. I can't tell you during probably 2021. 2021 was probably the worst, but I can't tell you how many people I saw talk on Facebook, and just people I've talked to. They were like, oh, I can't find a house. I'm pre-approved. I've been looking for 60 days. And they're like, I'm like, why the... In my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, everything's so, like, the prices are so inflated. Yeah. Like that, I considered selling my house, but I didn't want to sell because I didn't want to buy, I would have made money if I would have sold my house, but I didn't want to buy something for more than what it was worth already. So in my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you looking to buy a house? Because everything's so much right now, but literally everybody was buying a house.
So to your point, I love that you said that. So I bought my home for what I bought it for, right? Back in January. I see an equivalent home right now going for 40 grand less than what I bought it for. But to your point, Anthony, it's all about perception. I truly believe every dime I spend on this house is worth it. It's all about what you're willing to spend, right? So now I see what I paid for this house. It's 400 more square feet. It's got a bigger backyard. It's got this, that, and the other.
No,
right?
what I mean is, like, comparatively to before the pandemic. Like,
sure.
Like my house, let's say when I bought it, roughly $120,000 what I paid for it. Now, if I go to sell it, it's like 160, 170,000. So I would have made money.
You would have made a ton of money.
But here's what I would have been looking at. I would have been looking at buying another house that was inflated by a very similar percentage.
It's just like the car industry right now. It's just like the car industry.
Yeah, I
So,
hear there's like $30,000 dealer markup on some cars.
not at the dealership I work at. Shout out to my dealership. We don't do that to people. But so in the car industry right now, you come in and you got a 2016 Ram 1500 with 80,000 miles on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally that's going to be worth. This isn't legit. This is just. I'm just throwing numbers out. That's going to be worth 29 grand 4 years ago or 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, 33, 34.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you're seeing dealers right now mark up. I mean, I've seen I'm part of a Facebook group with car salesmen in it. Hey, we're marking Ford Broncos up 10 grand over MSRP and people are paying for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy right now, the automotive industry mirroring the home industry, but the automotive industry hasn't
always been like that,
slowed
though.
down. But what's crazy about the automotive industry, it's so different from the home industry because you don't got a chip shortage at the home industry, right?
True.
So,
But you did have a material shortage.
yeah, you have interior. So, like David Clemens, one of my best friends.
I know David.
You know, yeah.
You know David, all right.
Yeah, that's my guy.
So David, best friend since kindergarten, and he tells me all the time, like, dude, the prices of lumber are crazy right now. I got to charge more because, I gotta pay let's say this isn't the exact number, but like $3 more per 2x4.
Yeah.
So I gotta pay more, and they're gonna have to pay more. I gotta mark it up, right? It's just crazy what this pandemic's done in terms of material shortage. So the truck I bought out there, it's a $60,000 truck. It comes sunroof, heated seats, leather, everything, right? Beautiful truck. I didn't get my fucking heated seats. I'm still waiting on those fucking things to come in, right? Because it's a chip shortage. It's crazy what the automotive industry is doing right now, and I'm not gonna knock it because I'm in the industry. But the thing is how do you feel right telling someone, hey man, you're paying for a vehicle, but it doesn't have the heated seats?
No, wait a minute.
Now
Hold
it gets
on.
retrofitted though, so you get
Sal,
a credit.
Sal, have you saw the so BMW? Have you seen what BMW?
Yes.
No, I
don't get me
You haven't?
started.
All right, so check it out. So
This is crazy.
So
This is crazy.
BMW is essentially, from what it sounds like, is going to equip all of their vehicles with, let's say, heated seats.
Yeah.
They're all going to be equipped with heated seats. If you don't pay for the heated seats up front, you have to pay a monthly subscription for heated seats.
Wow.
So it's literally a microtransaction. But here's the great thing about that. Here's the great thing about that,
What
though.
the fuck?
Let me
Could
tell
you
you what's
imagine?
crazy about that. There are hackers right now
They're already
that have
working on it.
subverted it.
Listen, imagine selling a
Subverted
house. Now you don't get door locks. You don't get heat. You don't get AC or heat. You got to pay monthly. Just for
Hey
your
man,
heat.
you want to take a shit? You got to pay me $5 a month.
Explain that to a fucking client,
But
bro.
look, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that they're normalizing.
It's
If
stupid.
you
I hate
really
it.
look at it, it's being normalized, and you have to go back to just go back to phone coverage.
Yes.
Okay?
Christ.
Yes.
Just go back to phone coverage.
We both worked at Verizon.
Yeah.
Go back to phone coverage. 2003, you buy a phone, you're paying for your minutes. Boom.
Yep.
Then you only get so many minutes, but you're free on nights and weekends and all this stuff. Well, what's the next thing they started doing?
They
as
give you
started-
unlimited minutes, and then they start charging you for data.
start charging you for data. That's where I noticed. I'm like, hold on. I was using all the phone that I wanted to, but now I'm being charged for data. You know what I'm saying? And that's just another vein of, okay,
And
you don't want to...
and you used to pay for your phone up front.
Right.
Now you pay for your phone monthly.
Yeah, subscription. And then
We're gonna be nickel and dimed.
Hey, do you remember?
I'm gonna have so many
transactions
transactions on my bank account, on my bank statement, that I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Oh, I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore because there's so much shit on my bank statement. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Well, I do, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. All right, whatever. I got charged. It's cool. But do you remember at Verizon when you would have those people come in? Well, why the fuck I gotta pay for this iPhone? I usually get my phone for free. You know what I mean? Do you remember that shit? I don't remember when a phone was free, man.
Oh, I do.
I remember the iPhone 4S was Siri. I remember I broke my LG chocolate, that flip phone.
Yeah.
Right? I got drunk as shit one night at a frat party and I thought it was a chocolate bar and I tried eating it because I am fat. So my dad, I tell my dad a totally different story. He's like, all right, fuck, we'll go get you a phone.
Yeah.
So, and that's how my dad sounds, by the way. It's fantastic.
Carl.
We go to Carl, shout out Carl. We go to Verizon and I remember I wanted an iPhone. because I had at the library I worked at the student library at my college, and they had Apple computers. So I spent all my time there because it's the fucking library. I'm trying to study, and I get paid to be there. I need to interface so I can download my notes, all that shit, look at it during a test, right? So my dad said, all right, yeah, we'll get you a fucking iPhone. Who cares? I remember paying $200 up front for that fucking thing, right?
Now they're 12.
Yeah, now they're 12. And I got a cracked ass screen over there, which, by the way, did you ever order me my screen?
No, bro, I told you to remind me.
Fuck, that's right. That's on me.
Yes.
That's on me. Yeah, that's what we do, guys. Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand here. I mean, it seems so. Like we see it in So I don't know how versed you are in video games or whatever, but you have a little guy or a little girl.
I mean,
he's got us.
I play video games. Well, I
you
play
Fortnite.
No, I don't play Fortnite, but
Call of Duty.
I know what it is though.
So Fortnite, Call of Duty, all those games, right? You gotta essentially pay to play anymore, right? Microtransactions, skins, all that.
Yeah,
it
guns.
seems like guns, the gun skins.
Listen, I feel like that's all on
Microtransactions
Minecraft.
are now the future.
I feel like that's all on Minecraft. On Minecraft, you used to be able to buy like stupid, like weird.
I don't even know what Minecraft
skins.
is.
Yeah, it's
Minecraft, there's little boxes.
like blocks,
little
like
box dudes running around building.
it's very
shit like
low
this.
graphics. Fucking.
But kids love it.
My son used to play. I used to get hooked when he was little. He'd fucking start digging tunnels. I'm like, oh,
Collecting
dude, we
branches.
could turn this into a fucking castle, bro. Look, I used to tell my son, I used to be like, give me the sticks, watch this. And I'd go in there and I'd clear out. But we played it on Xbox. I guess on PC you can do hacks where you can like take large chunks at a time and like, I don't know. But on Xbox, it used to take me forever. I used to build like pyramids, and the world is so fucking big that like my son. Listen, I spent hours building a fucking pyramid one day, and it was a dope pyramid. And then my son decided to travel the fucking world, and then we reload the same world like weeks later, and I'm like,
How do I
where's my pyramid?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. And I literally spent hours trying to find my pyramid.
I gotta go back across the world to find
The whole map, bro. I used to do fucking. I used to serpentine the whole. I used to serpentine the whole map looking for my fucking pyramid. Never found it.
I never got into the Minecraft thing. I've watched my kids play it, or watched, kids play. I'd be like, what are you? We're collecting branches and we're doing this, or,
It's doing spells.
I'm like, what are
I never
y'all
got
doing?
into
Like,
that. I just like to build shit.
This microtransaction world that we're in right now is crazy, man. Like,
So I blame it on Minecraft.
Just keeping on. I apologize for keeping on the video game tip, but like, so in 2013, EA Sports took away college football, right? Arguably the best video game ever made.
Yeah.
Okay. NCAA 14. Yep. Denard Robinson on the cover, which fuck Denard Robinson. Anyway, he was
I don't know. I was just talking shit.
so they take that shit away, right? And then they focus clearly on Madden. Well, now Madden, I used to play the franchise mode, right? So like I remember Madden 04 with Michael Vick on the cover. They introduced owner mode. Yeah. My younger brother Julius and I, man, we built up every stadium, set prices, all that shit for food, everything. That was dope as shit, man. Yeah. Then they take it away, right? Yeah. So now it's all Ultimate Team, it's called.
Wait, you could set up prices for
Dude, you could set up prices for food, jerseys, everything. And it would reflect your budget.
The tickets for the...
everything.
So you were a fucking owner.
It was called owner mode. It was called owner mode.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
And they took that away. They took NCAA 14 away because of Ed O'Bannon and the licensing of paying players.
Yeah.
So now they're bringing back college football next year. Right?
Are they paying the players?
They're paying the players.
Oh, okay.
Okay, which, shout out to the players. Get your money. Get your money now. You know what I mean? Now,
see, I'm not sure I agree with that, though.
We'll get into that in a second. But my thing is now, everything's so microtransaction. How can you be confident bringing back a product as storied as college football? They have big shoes to fill. Now you're going to... I mean, it's just going to be the Ultimate Team thing, man. Like, Ultimate Team is where you pay the money and you get your players, like... I can pay $100 right now and get Michael Vick.
People are going to do it. There's nothing that...
Somebody's going to buy it. No matter what.
I'm going to buy it.
Our culture, in general, are a culture of consumers.
Yeah, we're consumers.
You know what I'm saying? So all they have to do is put it out, advertise it, because they know how to do that, and we're going to buy it. We don't care.
It's just like the housing market.
Yeah,
you put the price out there.
Man.
You put the price out there. Like I said, my house...
6 weeks ago... You put the price out there, somebody's gonna buy it, and they don't care.
They're
gonna upbid the property $20,000, I mean, it was ridiculous. It was truly ridiculous about, I would say, like 5 weeks ago, because that's when they really started getting aggressive on the interest rates and stuff like that. And it just slowed everything down. Like I said, got all the trendy buyers out of there, and now you're seeing like the days of market expand past a day to, now it's like a couple weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks now.
But isn't this dangerous now? Because you have these people that came in and bought these homes, right? And now a year later they're about to sell. So they're selling it for 40 grand above what they bought it for. What people don't understand, I don't think, is you got capital gains tax, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so is capital gains as big of a concern as people make it out to be?
Yeah, it can be. I mean,
I own my house. I own my house for a little over a year. Okay, bought it. I'm gonna throw the financials out. I bought it for 80 grand. I sold it for 110. That's a 30 grand profit, and I owned it for a year. I know for a fact, at tax time, I'm gonna get fucking crushed.
Yeah.
And so how do people just not care about that anymore? Is that something that realtors bring up now, or I was like, my realtor never told me about that. I found out from Sarah. My first realtor never told me. Which why would she? She don't think I'm going to sell the home after a year. But Sarah tells me,
she doesn't care. Like, it's your decision. It's on
my money.
It's on you to fucking do your own research.
So, but I've never heard of that before, right? I don't know what the fuck a capital gain tax is, but Sarah tells me, hey, you own this for a year. You might get hit come tax time next year, because you bought your house in the new year. That's when you close. So it doesn't count for last year's tax time.
Right.
So in 2023, they're probably going to have some questions for you. Is that a thing that like you guys bring up to people? Like, hey, if you buy this and then you sell it?
Hey, I will say all realtors are not created equal.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Sarah for educating you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The more educated your realtor is, the more information they're going to give you, the more that they care about you, the more that they're going to give you those kinds of tips or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm educating certain things beyond the purchase of a property, which I am, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely going to let my customers know, depending on what their situation is. So she did the right thing.
I really like. See, so as I understand it, it's 10. Is it 10% of your profit? So like 80K, I bought it for, sold it for 110. So 30K profit. Yeah. Now, is it the 30K profit, or is it what I made of it because of her commission and the closing costs and all that?
It's gonna be what your profit was. What you made out of it.
So my net, not my gross. So 20. So I'm not flagging nothing, but 24 grand. So it's 10% of 24 grand?
Don't get me to lie to you.
No,
I don't know, because I don't know all that much about it. So
yeah.
Shout out to Tracy. shout out to Sarah. But
she's the best. If you're watching, Sarah, I love you.
Get back with her.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
I'm gonna go home and look that shit up now.
Yo, so
I gotta know now.
And I kind of got off topic because I've been drinking a little bit, so I do apologize.
Dude, listen, what's the topic? That's the thing, though.
The topic is for people about people, man.
More?
It's just people.
Yes. You ain't gonna hear me say no.
All right.
This is the first episode of the Cut where we've actually been drinking.
No, this is the first episode where you've been drinking. I fucking drink every episode.
You drink fucking liquor? You weren't drinking liquor?
No, but you know what? Our last episode, we did have liquor sitting right there, and we didn't even touch it.
I know, Tubbs, man. Shout out to Tubbs. He gave a great interview.
He's like, hey, man, I'm coming back. I didn't get my liquor when I was there.
He said a big reunion.
He said, he was like, fuck. He was like, whiskey. If I had known whiskey was in there, shit could have got real weird.
Yeah.
So we've been having like, I'm just going to say, it's going to sound lame, but fire conversation. And I brought out some hot sauce. Now, Sal, you said you're not into the hot sauce.
What do we listen? I don't know what you plan on doing with that, but
dip your toothpick in. Tell me if you like it.
All right, I'll do that. And listen, while I do this, speaking of
this is Carolina Reaper.
Let's talk about Arizona, Sal.
Okay, let's talk about Arizona.
Let's talk about Arizona because that's good.
You dip your toothpick in, or what?
No, it splashed on my hand, and I just licked it off my hand. It is a little spicy, though. I can tell you that.
You got a cool effect.
Listen, so I actually, Sal, you grew up with my wife.
Yeah.
First of all, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
She said you gave her the nickname J Hood.
Yeah.
J Hood?
Why? How ratchet was she?
Oh no.
I think that came from her beating up somebody.
That does not surprise me.
I think she snatched snatched a female off the porch.
Listen, my wife is little, but she is fucking. She thinks she's.
You know
10
what?
foot
I gotta
tall.
try it now.
You gonna try
I'm
it?
gonna try it.
Look, here's a toothpick right
I
here.
feel left out.
It's a little spicy. Don't if you don't like hot shit. I
mean, I'm not gonna die.
All right.
We got the alcohol here, so.
I'm not gonna die, Sal. You've become one of my favorite people now.
All right, let's see. Make sure I get it on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Can we talk about the fit real quick? Are those Yeezys?
This is all right.
It's all right. A little spicy. That is spicy.
It is spicy though.
That's good though.
These
That's
are
a good
Pumas.
Oh shit! I'm way off.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm not that guy.
look, real quick, because I know this camera's looking. Sal called me before the interview. He was really concerned about what to wear. He said, I don't want to wear J's in the interview. But you know what? I said, Sal, wear whatever you want, man. We're not here to judge. We're not here to... And plus, if you wear J's... I told him I was probably going to wear slides, but I didn't wear slides.
Just to let you know, these are Pumas. These are Sonic the Hedgehog.
Listen, you got me...
Yeah.
You got me hip to the 270s.
You got the rings on the back.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
Sonic face, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a sneakerhead,
Yeah,
and
watch it.
I feel disrespected now to myself that I didn't catch those were Pumas.
There are, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeezys are my jam.
Now,
So
what were you saying, like, about, you were just saying something.
Jahida?
slides.
No, just like 2 seconds ago.
About you
Slides.
calling me and you asking about what to wear?
Yeah, I think we got past. Okay, I thought I might have missed something.
All right, so tell me about my wife beating somebody up.
I mean,
she's a
I
little, but
wasn't there, but she's feisty. She's always
she's
been
feisty as shit, dude.
Fuck yeah,
She definitely cares about her friends, because I think
She is the biggest heart I think I've ever
yeah,
had.
you know what I'm saying? I want to, because this was so long ago. I mean, that name is,
J Hood.
that's like 2 lifetimes ago. But it's funny though, yeah, but yeah, don't mess with anybody that's part of the clique or in the gang. If you're a female, you know, might have to give you the business and
Yes.
snatch you off the porch, and
She don't play.
yeah.
And
so
she wears that shit on her face.
it's funny.
I gotta deal with it every day.
Mhm.
I gotta deal with it every day. No, but all right, so getting back to what I was saying. So you grew up with my wife. So my wife introduced us. I was in Arizona. This is right before I moved back to Ohio. She was here in Ohio. She was here for vacation, which is actually she ended up staying, but anyways, that's beside the point. So I'm still living in Phoenix, and you were down there for a seminar.
Yeah.
So my wife got wind that you were coming down for the seminar, and I think she.
Hold on. Willie told me about you though.
Okay.
Yeah, Willie was like, my boy, Quindle was down there in Arizona. And Jahida too, but it was more, I think it was more Willie Ortega who told me. He was like,
Okay.
man, my boy Quindle's down there, you should call him, I was like, and I had heard of you, you know, and I was like, oh, that's Jahida, man. I was like, okay, I'm about to hit him up, you know.
We had never formally met, but or been introduced, but I knew who you were.
Right, same, vice versa. So, yeah, I get down there and, you know, I think you picked me up the first night, right? It was
Probably,
I think it was the first night.
I just remembered, at the hotel.
Yeah, I called
in Scottsdale, right?
Yeah, I called Kundo. I'm like, yo, man, I'm down here. I just got here. It's Thursday night. You know.
In my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to pick up this dude. I don't even know who the fuck he is. But
Hey.
you know what? We're going to make the best of it.
Pick me up in the Dodge Dart.
The same dart you traded in?
Yeah.
The white one.
Yeah.
It was clean, though. It was clean.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't even clean when I traded. I love that car, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
just didn't go good in the
Fuck,
snow.
you traded it in.
Huh?
Gianni was sad as shit.
Oh, he was
traded
upset. He
it in.
cried.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, he cried.
Yeah. So I remember that. And he was like, let's go out for a night in town. We went out, went to a couple bars. I remember
El Jefe
El Jefe. That was the shit.
on Mill Ave,
Yeah.
right there in Tempe.
That was my favorite place. Every time I went back, I would try to go to El Jefe's.
Yeah.
And then they had a new place right next door. Now I don't even know. I forget what it's called, but it looked like a boss place to go to. So I was like, okay, but I don't think I went in there. I was like, nah, we going to El Jefe. But the whole outside patio they used to have,
Yeah.
covered it up.
No shit.
Yeah, they covered it up.
Man, that was nice because they had the patio, but they had the misters where
Yeah.
it keep you cool.
They
Like,
covered it up. I was
that's
like, what the hell
upsetting.
was that? But
I haven't been back since I moved.
you gotta go back, man.
I do gotta go back because I got friends there still.
Yeah,
who
man.
fucking-
I love Arizona. That's like probably like my favorite place to go outside of Ohio would be. I'd be like, oh, you want to go? I'd be like, let's go to Arizona. Let's go
Yeah,
to
no,
Scottsdale.
I remember. I
Let's
think
go to
last time you went there, you said, "Hey, Quendo, I'm going to Arizona."
Yeah.
You were going for another seminar. You're
Yeah.
like, and it was something that like wasn't specific. Maybe it had to do with real estate, but it wasn't specific to real estate. Just more like business in general. You're like, do you want to go with me? And I don't remember the circumstances, but I'm like, unfortunately, I can't go, man.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to fucking.
Man, I
go,
wish
bro.
you would have came, man. I always have fun out there. You know, we talk about seminars. I go out to these seminars. Talk about real estate. Talk about entrepreneurship, technology. The next thing's coming down the pipeline as far as
That should be coming up soon, huh?
What, another seminar?
Yeah.
Actually, they switched them because they used to have them in August.
Yeah,
That's when I was coming down
That's
in
what I'm
August.
saying. It should be coming
And
up soon.
then the last couple times I just came from, they don't even do it in Arizona no more. They do it in Las Vegas now.
Oh, I'm
because-
down with Vegas too.
Yeah, but
Shit.
because these seminars got so big, like we was in that little Hilton hotel or whatever,
Yeah.
they couldn't even
Now you're
hold.
Caesars.
They couldn't even hold the people that they have in these seminars now in that hotel. That's how big it's got. Like there used to be like 300 people in those hotels, or maybe 400, 500 people. Now there's like 3,000. There's like
Damn.
thousands of people. Like I would still prefer to be in Arizona because it was so much chill. Las
It wasn't
Vegas
so
is like,
fucking crazy.
yeah, Las Vegas is so crazy. I don't even like Las Vegas that much.
Las Vegas. Listen, a year ago I went to Las Vegas for my first So I've driven. I don't want to say I've driven through there, but I stopped. I was too young to do anything there. But last year I was old enough. I went there for a business trip, and we had it was like a convention pretty much, and I went by myself. Like I knew people there because there's one guy from Menor who has a phone shop too. Shout out to the Menor phone shop. You know, great guys over there. But I met up with them, and so I knew some people, but I didn't go with anybody. So literally most of my time was spent walking up and down the strip. I probably got 20 miles in the whole time I was there, like just walking up and down the strip by myself with a fucking one of the long ass slushies.
Yeah. Oh
Bro, that shit
man.
is so good.
Oh
But
my
let me tell
God.
you
What's that place called you get them from?
It was
Fat
like
Tuesdays or something?
Fat Tuesday. Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh my God.
some Greek something.
Man.
Yeah, Fat Tuesdays for sure.
Hold on. I have to talk about this one, just because I went there on a vacation. The first time I went there, I went on vacation pretty much. And me and my girl, we go and we met her friend. Well, they're my friends too, so we met them out there. They were getting married. So we meet up with them. I think it was the last night that we were going to be there, but they were staying like a couple days, like Saturday night or whatever. And so we meet up with them, and we're walking through the casinos, and now we're drinking and stuff like that. So her friend's like, she's like, I'm going to get one of these slushy things for Fat Tuesdays.
Oh.
So I'm like, all right, I'm about to get one too. So they had one that was, I just remember, I think it was like 93 octane and something propane. It was like, it was crazy.
It was gas.
No, it was like Bacardi
It was
and tequila or something. Like it was two different ones, but it's like 93 octane and propane or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like two. It was like Bacardi and like something
and you
crazy.
can mix
like,
whatever too.
oh man,
That shit's wild.
That shit fuck you up?
I was twisted all the way, like, and like, so I get one.
And they're all over.
Yeah. So you're walking, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're walking, and you get one, and then we're walking through the mall,
And you
walking,
finish it.
and then the next thing you know, oh, there's another one. Let's refill.
And you get a discount if you got the cup.
So I get a refill, trying to keep up with my girl's friend. She, man. So we're walking around. We watch like the Bellagio, the water, and all that stuff. We're like going through all the up top, stair, off the casinos where you're not on the strip, but you're up top, sort of walking through there on the like little bridges.
Like the escalators. And
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I guess all I'm gonna say is that my girl shut me down early. She's like, we're going home. We're going back to the hotel.
No, nothing closes. There is no shutting down in Vegas. You literally take cat naps and then you go back at it.
Hey, so look, I will tell you. She shut me down. She was like, listen, we're going, because you're pissing me off. That's what she told me. I ain't gonna lie. She's like, you're pissing me off. Like, you're too fucked up.
You were trying to have too much fun.
Hey, yeah, I was having too much fun. And
So you
like,
really do love Vegas.
Hey, but that was then. So it was like you said, you go back to the hotel. I literally went to sleep for like 20 minutes and woke back up, and I'm like, I'm about to get lit one more time.
That's it.
Yeah, so
I would wake up at 3 a.m. I would go walk the strip.
Oh man,
let me tell you what, Vegas
never sleeps.
It doesn't sleep. You literally have to,
Except the homeless people, 5 o'clock in the morning.
bro. All right, so speaking of the Bellagio, so I was standing there at the Bellagio. This is one of my last nights there. This fucking Russian dude with this heavy ass Russian accent. He walks up to me and the like 2 or 3 people that I'm with, and he's like $20. I'll jump in the water. Talking about the Bellagio water, and he's soaking wet already. Like
he already did it.
He already did it, and I'm like, I kind of want to see this shit, but I'm like, I'm not about to pay this dude $20 to jump in water. Like, I can already tell you did this shit.
Yeah.
And I looked at the guy that I was with. I'm like, I'm hoping like he'll pay him $20.
Yeah.
But we just kind of all looked at each other. Like, we all had the same thought. Like, we want to see this fucking crazy ass dude jump in the water. We kind of want to see him get arrested because it'd be a fucking sight to see.
Yeah.
But he was like, I just got out of jail. I don't give a fuck. $20, I'll jump in the water. Heavy ass Russian accent. I can't do accents or else I fucking do it. But like, I'm half tempted to fucking do it. Like, I'm half tempted to pay this guy $20 just to fucking jump in the water at the Bellagio because he's crazy as fuck. Like, he was about to stand on the little, you seen it, the little fucking railing they got and jump in. And I was really about to do it. But you get some crazy fucking people.
Oh, man.
And like I said, in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, does not stop.
Okay, so look, I'm going to give y'all a secret. This is a secret. Oh, we talk about secrets earlier, right?
Yeah.
So when you're in Vegas.
I think you gave me a secret before.
You got all kind of people coming up to you.
Trying to hustle
you, trying to get you to buy shows.
Trying to give you a story after this.
Yeah, so when I was there, we had this guy talk to him. I was just like, bro, I was just shutting him down. So, sort of give you the context, the full story. The guy in the store sees this guy out in the street. He can see me shutting him down. I'm just like, no, I don't want it. I'm cool, whatever. So he comes out. He's like, man, back up. Like he pushes the dude out the way. He's like, hey, man, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And, he's like, listen, I'm about to hook you up. This is what it is. We can hook you up with a breakfast. You go to this little thing. We'll give you, a couple $100 on the gift card. Boom, and you'll get a free breakfast. I'm like, all right, whatever. He sold me. But what he did before he sold me, he told me, he's like, listen, a lot of people are going to be coming up to you, trying to sell you stuff and do this or this or that. Tell them, I can't remember what age you have to be, but you don't even have to be a certain age. All you got to do is tell people that you're leaving tomorrow, and they'll leave you alone. Like, literally.
Well, that's...
You tell them, like, I think he's like, I'm under 21, I'm leaving tomorrow, or I'm under 18, I'm leaving tomorrow. Like, I think you said... And
I think the reason you told me this is because they were, like, they try to get you to go to, like, some kind of...
like a little...
Like a meeting.
Yeah, they try to get you to go to, like, a little meeting the next day, or sometime throughout the weekend, and you have to go to this meeting to get your breakfast, you have to go to this meeting to get your card. So if you tell them, hey, I'm not 18, and I'm leaving tomorrow... They can't give it to you. There's no point.
Because they're not going to make their sale.
Right. They're not going to make your sale. So literally that whole time that I was there, people walk up to me. I'd be like, I'm not 18, I'm leaving tomorrow. They wouldn't even finish their sentence. And they would turn around and go bother somebody else. And you don't know how many times I would just do that. And when I went back the last time, I was just like, I'm leaving tomorrow. They're like, oh, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow.
Let me tell you a story about when I was there.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. It works. It works.
People fucking, let me tell you what, people in Vegas fucking hustle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got people on the strip, like the showgirls. You'll see the showgirls walking around with the feathers. And
Yeah.
It'll look like they
Sexy.
yeah, a lot of them are very beautiful fucking, yeah. But, so I'm walking down the strip by myself, minding my own fucking business, right? Clack. Some fucking girl grabs some handcuffs. Handcuffed me. She's like, you're mine now. You're under arrest. I'm like,
shit.
What am I fucking... I mean, I guess I could fucking sit here and unlock this shit, but then if I did that, which I try to do, I'm like, no, I'm good. Clack, the other wrist. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, just take a picture with us.
Oh, shit.
2 of them.
Yeah.
2 of them, right? I'm like, all right, whatever. Let's just get this shit over with. So I pose for the picture, and of course they got fucking, almost nothing on. And they're like, yeah, we charge for pictures after the fact, right? We charge for pictures. All right, how much? Just let me be about my business.
Mm.
And I think it was like something ridiculous, like
Yeah.
$30 fucking.
Oh man.
So I cash out one of them $30, just, and the other one was like, "What about me?" Because she was in the picture too.
Oh man.
I'm like, y'all better split it. Listen, I'm like, y'all better split it. She was like,
Came with a group
no. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all better split it. 'Cause I ain't cash apping you $30 too.
Oh
what the fuck you
man, that's crazy.
thought? Yeah.
The fuck you thought?
Yeah.
And then like you get people trying to hustle CDs and like, one dude.
I bought somebody's CD.
I hope you didn't pay more than like $3.
I don't know how much I
Was
paid.
it somebody's mixtape? What was it?
It was a mixtape, whatever it was, but
Hell
I
yeah.
paid him like $5. I don't know what it was, but I was feeling charitable pretty much, and I was like, man, just get out my face. I'll take your CD. I never listened to it though.
I was just gonna ask, did you have means to listen to it?
I never listened to it. I'm sorry, dude.
They do that shit in LA too.
I probably still got the CD.
I was in LA on Hollywood Boulevard. Some dude, this is back in probably 2011, 2012. Went to LA. Fucking some dude, he fucking comes up to me. He's like, I'm just trying to out here trying to make it. Blah 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 blah. He's like, you want to buy my CD? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, not really, but you know what? Like, again, pretty much same situation. Just kind of like get the fuck out of my hair. Like, I'm like, here, I got $5. He was like, let me get that 20. I was like,
20. Oh,
I just gave him that look like,
come on.
I got $5 for you.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't get the 20. I'm like, no.
No.
Bro, literally, I popped that shit into my fucking radio.
It was
There were
fire.
3 songs on it. If I would have paid $20
Hey,
for
Ready Fire?
3 fucking songs,
Ready
I
Fire?
was literally just thinking.
no,
that
that's fire, bro.
I'm not sorry.
was it his
That's
own
fire.
beats or was it like remixes of other songs?
I don't remember, but
Oh,
it just
man.
wasn't. I listened to like the 3 songs and I fucking took it out, and I don't think I've listened to it since.
So it wasn't ATP quality.
No, it wasn't ATP
All right.
quality. Shout out to ATP.
Shout out
Back in-
ATP.
ATP
That's a
was
lost jewel in Asheville,
Yes.
man.
Well, yeah.
Do you remember ATP?
I can't say I do.
With Deontay, Matt Monish, fucking.
Oh, Deontay.
I know you remember all that shit.
Dantes,
Johnny P.
Johnny P.
Yeah.
Um,
You're a
I
little bit
know Matt
older.
Mons. I know Deontay. I know what you're talking about, but I
Yeah.
can't say I remember that.
Yo,
Oh, back when
Dantes
we were in
put out
high
the
school.
most fire song I've ever heard in my life when he remixed the Kanye and Cameron song "Down." I still think about this song to this day.
I bet you I have that album somewhere in my
I would pay you good money for that album. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm being,
Yes.
I've actually hit Deontay up. Like, dude, I got a 50.
You got to
like,
press of
fine.
that. Let me get that press.
No, I'm not
No.
even joking, dude. I offered him $50. I was like, I got $50. Give me that CD.
I doubt he does, to be honest with you, because I talked to Deontay. I have an old album of theirs, maybe of his, but like he doesn't even have the songs that I have. I sent him the songs.
That's
He's like,
crazy.
man, I fucking enjoy that. He's like, that's been a long time since.
Willie hit me up saying that he had it on his Xbox 360, but he needed like a
Yeah.
data.
Hey, the Xbox. Oh, no. I have, man, I think I might have the original Xbox somewhere.
Really?
Yes. And, you know, back in the day, you had to download your CDs on there. I got so much stuff downloaded on the Xbox. If I had it, I need to go find it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I bet you
there was
money,
nothing,
you probably get more for it now than what you paid for it.
paid for it.
Probably would, man.
Yeah.
There was nothing better than listening to like the Carter or the Carter 2, Thug Motivation 101. While
I
you're
had all
playing
those.
Halo.
I had all the. And back when the Xbox was out, you had the Wheezy mixtapes.
Yeah.
So you had the 500 degrees or
500 degrees, hell yeah.
One.
Man, you had all them
Wait,
on there.
Oh,
Drought.
bro, I'll tell you what. There was nothing better than getting a kill cam online on Halo, sniping some dude, and Mo Fire's playing in the background. I
Yeah.
thought I was fucking doing it, man, but I was like 14. Like, dating Caitlin Boothby,
That's crazy.
That's a name, Caitlin Boothby. But I was shooting Halo. She was giving me Mountain Dew in the back, and Mo Fire was
Mountain
playing.
Dew, is that keyword for something?
No, it was legit Mountain Dew. No, I never got no play from that chick, man. Unfortunately.
Hey, no.
But no, listen,
that.
like, for real though, I mean, like, God, we really deviated from like the real estate and everything, but God,
No,
it's
that's
Hey, we're
because
having a conversation.
organic
Yeah, that's-
conversation.
Hey,
That's
that's what I
conversation.
told you. Listen, if anybody is the one, I'm the one to take it. Because I started talking about how we met.
Yeah.
And I started talking about my wife. Listen, Tom, you can talk about real estate. I'm gonna fucking talk about everything else.
No, see, I love it.
But see,
I
me and
love
Style
it.
been cool since. What year did we meet, bro?
I swear, in 2014. We did.
That was it.
I mean, we.
'Cause
I
that's when
swear
I
I
knew
didn't
that.
meet you until we met in Arizona.
Yeah, so it's been.
I mean, I might have knew who you were, but I didn't meet you. I didn't really know who you were. And like what I can remember about all of that is I feel like I just remember being in the car. I know it's on my Facebook.
Oh yeah, you were recording.
Yeah, I was recording the strip and we riding down. But I remember we was playing. It was playing that that lifestyle.
Oh, young.
Yeah. Hey, that summer was when that came out, and
we was bumping that shit on
bumping
Miller.
that, and then
Yeah.
He's in jail too now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's
God bless America, man.
the Migos Fight Night, all that stuff was on playing then and stuff.
God,
so, yeah,
man.
it was fun.
That's all bad luck, man. Thugs in jail, Migos broke up. Like,
yeah, hey.
Wait, Migos broke up?
yeah, Migos is gone, man. They're good. Like, they're done. I think Cardi's divorcing Offset.
Damn, it's like that?
I think it's like that, man. Quavo's like on top of the world right now, but like
I saw that.
Takeoff, I still don't know what he does. Like, I just think of Quavo as like DJ Khaled, just in the back, like, hey.
No, Quavo's like...
No, Quavo's that dude, but like Takeoff's like,
Hey, you know what?
he didn't take off, that's for sure.
No, Takeoff, if you really listen, he got the best lyrics.
Does he?
I'm telling you.
You know what? I didn't ever catch on to Migos.
I never really
dude,
caught
Migos
on
was my
to him.
jam.
I never really caught on to him either, but I like after I left Arizona, I was like trying to get hip to see what else they were doing, and I listened. Takeoff, he got lyrics, and but like for a couple songs I know, but they did one with Jim Jones. He's spitting on that one.
Jim Jones.
Yeah, I was gonna
We
say.
set the trends. That song, Trends, is called Trends. Takeoff, he's spitting on that.
For real?
Crazy.
Dude,
I mean,
Jim Jones was my shit back. I was a senior in college. I thought I was doing it, going to the hookah bar, like in Boardman, driving from Pittsburgh to Boardman, listening to "We Fly High" by Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, this is that dude. I didn't know that Jim Jones was really about that life, though.
Oh yeah.
And now, my respect for Jim Jones is through the roof because this dude's really done it. Like, he's been through it. Like,
No, I used to.
Oh
Jim
my
Jones
God.
is like 06, 07 to me.
dude,
You know
Jim
what?
Jones.
I'll take
man.
one more and then I'm good.
You gonna retire for the night?
Yeah,
Dude, I'm gonna tell
that
you what.
cognac. I'm gonna retire the cognac.
Hip
I'll
hop's
drink some more
so
beer.
much, man. Hip hop's so different now.
Like I said, cognac is not my shit. But you know what, Sal?
You
This
used to
is
have
a
the shit,
fucking
like-
celebration.
You used to have Jim Jones,
Me?
No, I'm talking hip hop in general. You had Jim Jones. I mean, even Migos was like that, the change in the guard, I would say. But
Well,
you just
see,
have so many
I think it
dudes that are
started.
so different.
I think it started with Future,
Future changed it all, man. Like,
and I'm
honestly,
not a fan of Future, to be honest with you.
I'm not a fan of Future whatsoever. That new song "Wait for You" with Drake and Thames, though, I like
Can't say
that
I
song.
haven't heard it.
It was actually the background music to our first ever post on this. So thanks for going on our Facebook and listening to our story. But I mean, so
You know.
I'll just go.
They all sound the same, right?
I mean, they
That's
do
true.
sound the
A
same.
lot of
They all
them
sound. You would
But
never know.
this whole thing now about Future. Let's just throw it out there, Future. He raps about codeine and you can't
Listen.
understand him half the time. I mean, I respect him. He's made his money. He knows how to market himself. I mean, he's got the look. I mean, but I'll never forget. And this is, I apologize for going on top, but I'll never forget. I was reading this, or listening to this thing on YouTube, and Future was getting interviewed, and they asked about his lifestyle and everything, and he's like, "Yo, it's all for the camera, man." He said, you don't
You
understand.
have to be a fucking entertainer. That's
He
it.
was like, "I'm not about that in real life." He was like, I drink asparagus water and eat grilled chicken tenders, and that's literally the
Asparagus
interview.
water? What the fuck is
He
that?
literally takes asparagus that he's grown and puts it in water for 5 days and then drinks it.
That's
And it's
crazy,
health
but-
benefits and shit. But
Speaking.
it's
Sal,
just crazy shit, how it's changed.
you've done the 75 hard.
Oh yeah,
The what?
75.
75 hard
What's that?
it's a pretty much a lifestyle.
Oh
to be
yeah,
honest with you.
you know what? It is a lifestyle.
What is it?
Okay, so I almost wanted to get back to you on that Future shit.
Go ahead.
Let's get back to that later. What's 75 hard?
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, so
I'm really intrigued.
75.
Listen, when I met Sal, Sal's jacked as fuck right now.
Okay.
If you go let me look at this picture. Yeah, you can see it on the goddamn camera.
I mean, bro, your fucking veins are popping out of your
Sal's
forearm.
jacked. when I met Sal, he was not jacked. Like, he was like fit, but he was not jacked. Sal's fucking jacked. Like, if you go on his Facebook, he'll post a picture every now and then of him like working out. Sal's fucking jacked. Even though you can't listen. Tell him about 75 hard.
So,
All right.
let me
It's a
ask, did you do
lifestyle.
like the Gucci Mane thing, like where like
I didn't get cloned. I didn't get cloned. You know, I said, I don't think I did.
Is that what you're asking?
I
Tom?
think I did.
Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm not asking about that. Okay, I know Gucci was cloned. I know that's not the real Gucci. Keisha Cole, you deserve the first Gucci, but
Look,
I'm
Sal's
sorry.
jacked. Look at that. Flex for him, Sal. But,
do it one
look,
time,
not
man.
too much. Don't hurt him.
Jesus
Don't hurt him.
Christ, dude. What the fuck? God, now I feel even worse about myself. Thanks, dude.
Shout out to my brother Zelly. You know, he's the inspiration. You know, my brother, he passed away back in 2005. But you know, he was always real, you know what I'm saying, built. You know what I'm saying? I always want to be like, you know, be built like my bro. So anyhow, like 75 hard, man. So I learned about that on one seminars I went to. The creator of 75 hard, his name is Andy Priscilla. And people like to think it's a fitness program, but it's not. It's a mental toughness program.
Okay.
And that's what it's about. So the task that you have to do 75 hard is you have to work out twice a day for 45 minutes per session.
Okay, so an hour and a half of your day.
Hour and a half of your day. But one workout has to be outside.
Okay.
Okay? You can't do both workouts one right after the other. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I can't go outside right now and do a 45-minute workout and come back in here and be like, okay, I'm about to do this and be done.
Okay.
So you gotta at least let like 2.5 hours, 3 hours pass by
Okay.
before you
So it's out of your mind, essentially.
yeah, you know, let your body calm down and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and you know, do other things. So 2 workouts, both 45 minutes. One has to be outside, rain, sleet, or snow.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, it's not don't go outside in a thunderstorm. Don't go outside when it's a tornado or something like that. Be smart or whatever. But you know, you gotta get in. You gotta get in, whatever it is. So there's that. Drink a gallon of water per day.
Okay.
Choose a diet and stick to it. It doesn't have to be like any fad diet.
Okay.
Just a diet that, you know, if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to gain weight,
Yeah.
you know, just whatever that diet may be, stick to it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be like keto or, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Working towards your goals. But you really don't want to have a diet that has like junk food in your diet. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Processed foods. You want to eat healthy, eat clean.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so no artificial sugars, pops,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So so choose a diet, stick to it. No cheat meals, no alcohol.
Okay.
And read 10 pages of a personal development book or a nonfiction book
Okay.
for 75 days.
Shit.
Yeah, so
You have to do that every day
every day.
for 75 days.
So
And
not only
if you mess up
You got to start over.
it starts over.
to the day one,
No shit.
Day
so you
one.
can be on the 74 and it starts over day one.
yeah, if you do 74 days, you fuck up on 74, and you're going back to day one.
So you're not only rewiring your body, but you're rewiring your mind.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
That's
it's,
awesome, dude.
It's a mental toughness program. It's
Yeah.
more than just a physicality or a workout program. It's not really like to lose weight. It could be just to gain muscle, but it's to keep your body like ready. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just you're training your body, you're training your mind. Depending on what you read, you might be training your spirituality.
Spirit,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I know people that like put meditation into it and stuff like that, but that's pretty much what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And you get through that, and then there's like different phases
Okay.
once you complete the 75 days. So pretty much 75 days is the boot camp.
Okay.
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Yes, I was gonna say talk about that because I know you finished the 75 hard,
Mhm.
and then you went on like further past the 75
To
hard.
do
Like,
different phases.
so there's how many? Three phases?
After the initial 75 days, there's 3 more phases after that.
Wait, so 4 total?
Yeah, 4
If-
total.
Oh
and
my
this
God.
and this turns into
Fucking
a
shit.
year. This turns into a whole year. So what happens is like, so 75 hard, you can go to the Live Hard program. You know what I mean? So you do your first phase is everything that you're doing in 75 hard. Now you add 3 more things. So you add a 5-minute cold shower. Right.
So you You're doing everything, plus you're adding 3 more things.
Yeah. 5-minute cold shower every day.
Cold shower, what the fuck does that accomplish? Let me ask you that.
So, like, what they say is, like, cold shower can activate your senses, like, get you more alert and more ready.
Oh, I'll be alert.
Yeah, muscle recovery, you know what I mean?
That's true, because I take ice baths.
Yep,
like
muscle
athletes, pro
recovery.
athletes take ice baths.
So, like if you're doing workouts during the day, you take a shower during the day, help with muscle recovery. If you use it at night, take a cold shower, it helps you sleep. There's like, if you look up cold showers, there's like 12 different benefits.
So
cold
cold showers will help you sleep.
Yeah. But like, I think it's more of a, for me, what I use it for is to just be like, you know, just shaking off all the crud for the day. You work out, you're just feeling energized after a cold shower.
So, all right, so you feel energized. So does it,
Clarity.
is it kind of like when you wake up in the morning, if you splash cold water in your face, it's just kind of like a shock, like wakes you the fuck up?
Something like that. But it's basically like that. You're sort of giving your body a shock. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it can help.
So that's phase 2?
That's phase 1.
Well,
and then
post 75, after you've already completed.
After you got your 75 days.
So that's phase 1.
So phase 1, every phase therefore after, it's only 30 days.
So hold up, let me ask you a question real quick. So I get through 75 hard.
Yeah.
And I'm on the next phase.
Uh-huh.
I fuck up day 20. I got to go back the first day of 75 hard?
No, you go back to the first day of your phase.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I apologize.
Okay.
No, I didn't even say that. So that's a good question.
Thank you.
When you're on your next phase, every phase after the 75 is 30 days.
Okay.
And if you mess up within those 30 days, you go back to day 1. Okay.
So your phase.
There's
You're lucky, Tom.
Let me go in here real fast, because I know I'm forgetting. Like, there's a couple things in phase 1 that you got to do.
So obviously you're not on your program right now.
No,
because or else you wouldn't be drinking with me.
No, I would not be drinking with you.
And I told you that if you were on like day 2 or 3, I would tell you had to restart because you got to drink with me.
If I was maybe day on 1 or 2 or 3, I probably may have started over. But
you would have, because
if it was like 40,
give me the credit, bro.
If it was like 40 something, I would be like, no.
No, if you were 40 something, I wouldn't even ask you to restart.
You're right.
I wouldn't even ask.
So talk about that willpower, man.
No,
I mean,
it's
that's
not
obviously
willpower. It's fucking discipline.
Well,
Tom.
discipline and willpower are the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Substantiate that.
Because willpower, you have to really want something. Discipline, you have to know that if you fucking don't. All right, so
doesn't that go back to wanting it?
No.
No,
because in the Marine Corps, when I was in the Marine Corps and I was in boot camp, part of discipline was like, all right, so if you're standing there and you are, let's say you're in formation, one of the things you could not do, actually, no matter what, you're in boot camp. One of the things they really fucking, I don't know why, I still don't understand it, but you're not allowed to touch your face. If my face itched, I'm not allowed to itch it. I want to fucking itch my face.
Yeah,
but I have
my face now.
But I have to have the discipline to be able to overcome that want to do what I'm supposed to do.
But see, I think of that as willpower. It's the willpower.
It's not, no, because you're willing yourself, like, I will do it, right? But that's not what you want.
Okay.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's more discipline than want in willpower.
It is a disciplinary thing. Like, I tell you, like, it's crazy because it's a type of program that really changes the way you think about things.
Okay.
Like as far as like discipline is concerned, like no excuses is concerned, like once you're done, you will look at people and sort of be like, this dude's taking a cop out. Oh, this dude's making an excuse. Because like I've waken up, like I've worked out 2 times in one day and done some hard workouts and went to work.
And you went to work.
Yeah, went to work, dealt with my kids.
Spent time with your family.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I'm doing all this stuff in between time. I'm reading.
And then
you know
you got people
like,
who aren't doing shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I don't have time.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
you, bro.
It makes me so upset,
You're
man.
bullshit.
Kevin Hart said that best, man. He literally, I watched this interview with Kevin Hart one time, and I mean, Kevin Hart's funny. I mean, it's whatever. But some of the shit he says is inspirational.
Oh, yeah,
inspirational as fuck. And he's like, I don't I don't fucking respect people. Like, he's like, I'm a fucking multi-millionaire. You know how many fucking interviews I have? You know how many fucking shows I got to do? How many fucking movies I'm doing at one time? But I always fucking work out. And I got to spend time with my kids. I got to spend time with my wife. So for you to tell me you don't got an hour to work out, it's a fucking cop-out.
Yeah, it's a cop-out.
And I've never, because like, with me, having a disabled son, having a wife I don't get to see and shit, right? I always thought of those as excuses, like, well, if I go work out, I'm not going to spend time with my wife. I'm not going to see my kid that day. But then I started thinking about it more, right? Well, if I don't work out and get healthier, I'm going to be dead.
And you're not going to be able to spend time with your kids, right?
Exactly.
Listen,
my kid's 7. In 9 years, I could have a fucking heart attack because I just fucking
tomorrow
eat pizza
you
and,
could have a fucking heart attack.
I eat pizza and fucking drink Coke.
So somebody put it to me. Somebody put it to me in a pretty good perspective. It's not that you don't have time, because
you don't want to make the time.
You make time for things that are important to you.
Correct.
And if working out is not important to you, you're not gonna make time for
that shit, man.
And that's very true, because right now working out is not important to me. I have a lot of other fucking things. I would love to work out, but it's not important to me. Although I should make it a priority. I should, because my health is.
We should do the cut workout videos.
Listen, I'm not getting into fucking G-string fucking.
Why not?
I'm not Mr. fucking Richard Simmons.
I get in a banana hammock right now and do some jumping jacks, man. I don't give a fuck.
We don't have any sponsors. If somebody's paying me, I might do it. Some fucking Planet Fitness, somebody wants to fucking pay me to get in a fucking in a leotard and sit here and do some workouts and promote their shit, I might do it.
Hey, that's what Dave Chappelle said. Yeah, he said the same shit. He's like, hey, I'll do a lot of stuff. It's just got the dollars might got to be right.
Yeah, that's what
when you were talking about cop-outs, like, I think that it's correct because, so I got a bunch of buddies, like, I went to college with, and, you know, I know from this area, and they don't work out, and they don't spend time on their mental or anything like that, right? And they're like, well, I don't have time for it. And I was like, well, why don't you have time? And this one guy showed me a video, and it's, I don't know if you've ever seen this show, but it's called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
Is Danny DeVito in there?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I never watched it. I just know stuff.
He was in the older one.
No, he's still in it. And he's funny as fuck.
Wait, he was in the newer one too?
Yeah, fuck yeah, he is.
All right.
This is dude, Rob McElhenney. He's one of the creators of the show. And this dude is in fucking great shape, right? I mean, he was in all right shape when he started the show, and then he gained 90 pounds. He became he looked like me, all right?
No, I don't think you're fat.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You want to say he's a fat fuck.
Well,
he's not a fat fuck, man.
he got fat as fuck. And then 3 months later, he lost all of that for the show, because the thing was, in TV shows, you always see as the shows go on, the people look better, you know, all that shit. He wanted to play on that. The show kept going on. He got fat, he got gross, he got disgusting, right? Now, this dude looks like a fucking Greek god. Just jacked, chiseled, everything. And they're interviewing him, and they're like, it was like, answer the internet thing on YouTube. How do I get jacked like you? And this guy says, you don't. And he said the reason is because you don't have a trainer. You don't pay them tens of thousands of dollars a month. And I find that to be such a fucking cop-out, because...
Wait, on his end?
No, on these people that listen to him say.
Oh.
Because just because this guy says you can't do something doesn't mean you can't fucking do it. And Kevin Garnett said it the best way. Impossible is nothing, man. I've seen... They told my fucking son...
Nothing is impossible.
Like, they told my son, or not my son, but they told my wife that my son's never going to recognize her. That he'll never recognize anyone, right? Well, every time I walk into that fucking room, that kid looks at me a certain way. He looks at his mom a certain way. That's not fucking impossible, man.
No.
I fucking hate that shit about it's impossible to do something, right? It's impossible to lose weight. It's impossible to change your situation. And you're showing right there through your 75 hard, all that shit, that shit ain't impossible, man.
No, let me tell you, let me expound on what you just said, just so we can, like, and it goes to copping out and excuses and shit too.
Yeah.
In 2009, 2010, I was diagnosed with MS.
Okay.
You know what MS is?
Yeah, multiple sclerosis.
Okay, so you know what it does to your body?
Yes, my son's got a mild case.
Okay, there you go. So MS, for people who don't know, who might watch this, it is an autoimmune disease. It eats away at the the myelin that's around your nerves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a wire. So you got a wire, you got the rubber on the outside, you got the copper on the inside. That's how your nerves are. It has a little protective coating on the outside. Your nerve actually runs from the inside. So what MS is, it eats away at the surrounding outside protective cover.
Insulation
Of your nerve. Yeah, pretty much, right? So then once that happens, your nerves sort of start messing up. Your signals might not shoot as well as they're supposed to when you're thinking about things. So it can cause you not to have a good grip on things. It can cause, I might not be able to have that much strength. It might mess up my way I feel heat and the way I feel cold, or on different sides of my body at the same time. It might cause me not be able to run. It might not cause me to be able to jump. So that's when I really started taking care of my body, was when I got diagnosed with MS. Because at the point where you sit there, because I think we were talking about earlier, we could sit here and say, oh, we have cancer, and you die right there.
Yeah. I
was really depressed at first, oh man, I got this thing, I can't move my arm right, I can't feel, whatever. This is crazy, man. I couldn't spread my fingers out as far as I wanted to like this. I couldn't do this without me looking at my hands and be like, oh, and my bones gonna pop out my skin, And then I just sort of got over it. They were like, you have to take this shot for the rest of your life for every other day, and I was just like, I can't do that. I was taking this shot, injecting every other day. I was like, I cannot live like this. I literally said that to myself, I couldn't do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I started working out. I started doing yoga, when I started just stretching it was mind over matter, what I mean?
And then, mine is a powerful fucking
thing. It is.
Powerful
It is.
Fuck, dude.
And I've never, I'll sit here and say that I have MS, but I don't tell anybody that.
And you know what? I bet you if you didn't tell anybody, nobody would know.
They would never know. I don't crush on it at all. I don't sit there and be like, oh, I can't do this because I got MS. I took that as a chance, like I said, back in 2009, that was a long time ago.
13 years ago.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so my son was still young at that time, and I used to coach him, like I said, in basketball and stuff like that, and I would pride myself on being able to run suicide drills with these kids, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so hey, I'm 20-some years old. You guys are 9 or 10. You can't run up and down this court like me. I'm older than you, so let's go, So I never took that for granted. I think a lot of people do take it for granted. They don't understand, it's crazy not to be able to run. I've tried to run when I've been actively attacked by MS, and I look like a damn horse galloping. You just can't even do it right. You know what I mean? So that's why I work out. At the end of the day, that's why I do that, to keep my body healthy. I figure if you're like a car, if you're firing all pistons all the time, you're sitting that signal through all the time.
As long as you take care of it, oil changes, spark plugs,
it's
all
gonna
that
keep
shit.
on going.
It's gonna be fine. Yeah.
And to add more to that, I haven't took medicine for years, for 10 years. It's been
you just take care of your body.
I just take care of my body. I haven't taken no medicine or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'd be curious to go back to the doctor and be like, give me an MRI and tell me if I still have it. I don't even know if I still have it.
That medicine shit is profound, man. Mm-hmm. Like my little boy, he has seizures all the time. He was on this medication, right? Mm-hmm. Seizures all the time. It was fucking heartbreaking, dude. I'd come home from work, he'd have a seizure. Mm-hmm. And she goes to work 10 at night. Mm-hmm. And so I'm still with him. I'd hear him have seizures. That shit breaks your fucking heart as a dad, right?
Yeah.
My wife, one day, he didn't have seizures. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, well, hey, why? I said to her, hey, why didn't have a seizure today? Well, I took him off his medication 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And she didn't tell me. Ooh. She didn't tell me. That was now, I'm not his biological father. I'm his stepfather, but I've been in his life since he was 2. Mm-hmm. He's 7 now. Mm-hmm. So I feel that's a discussion you should have had with me. Mm-hmm. But she didn't. Mm-hmm. And respect to my wife, she's one of the strongest, most wonderful women I've ever met. So I trusted at that moment, if that was the decision she made, that's the right one. I'm going to tell you right now, bro. He has a seizure once every 3 days now. Mm. Whereas when he was on his fucking medication, 8 times a day. Yeah. 8 times a day. Easy. And they were long as fuck. Yeah. Scary shit, dude. Yeah. Where I'd be sitting there what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
Now he'll just go real quick and then he's cool. And he'll laugh about it. Mm. Almost fuck you, I had a seizure, cool.
Yeah.
But the medication shit is dangerous.
Yeah,
man.
look.
So let me...
Oh. No, I was just going to say, I I had medication. I stopped taking it. I started working on whatever. They wanted to. Sooner or later, my medication expired. I used to like stock it up.
Yeah.
And be like, if I ever need this, if something happens, I got a whole bunch of supply.
Fuck yeah.
Well, it expired after a while, you know what I mean? And then after a while, they discontinued that medicine.
Oh.
And then they're like, oh, we'll send you something else. I'm like, hell no.
Hell no.
I'm like, you know,
Don't
I'm
even
not an experiment. You know what I mean? I'm not about to.
Yeah, you're not a guinea pig.
I don't know. It's like I'm cool, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I haven't taken them. I'm not prescribed for anything or anything like that.
So listen, so I heard somewhere that depression.
Let's get into that, man.
So, or maybe not depression, like fuck. I don't want to be misquoted, so don't fucking take my word for it. But there was like some diagnosis that doctors used to prescribe medicine for. Maybe it was depression. Maybe it was fucking, I don't know. Maybe ADHD.
Yeah.
Who fucking, you know what I'm saying? Bipolar. Like I don't fucking know. But there was research done. Apparently, this is what I've heard. You know how they talk about like a chemical imbalance in the brain? Not a chemical imbalance in the brain. So literally, the medication that they've been giving over the last 20 years, 2 decades, doesn't help.
Yeah.
Like,
so let me talk to you about that, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hold on. What name of the medicine are you gonna say?
Citalopram.
That's not what I was gonna say. I don't know what the medicine name is, but I remember it was an antidepressant medicine back in the day when I was growing up. Now it's used for nerve damage. It's the same medicine, the same name, and it was like they were giving it to you for depression back in the day. It was antidepressant. Now, same name, same thing, nerve damage.
that's why, like, it's so fucked up, bro. Like,
It's fucked
they
up.
say it's not even. They say it's not a chemical imbalance in your brain. That they were giving placebos that would induce the same side effects
Yep.
as the actual prescription, to where you would think that you're getting the real thing, and you would, even though you're getting placebo, you would feel better. So because you were being treated, you thought you were being treated.
Yeah.
It was a fucking mind fuck, bro.
It's a mind game. That's all it was, dude. Like, so.
But there was never a chemical imbalance. It was literally just a perception.
So I was diagnosed with depression right before we started working together at Verizon.
Okay.
All right. They prescribed me citalopram and Xanax. Now, Xanax was a hell of a time. That was a fun time, but that's a story for another day. I took my citalopram every day, though, as prescribed. And for, like, the first, like, year, you know, after, like, a month, when it starts to get into your system, you start feeling better, right? Like, all right, cool. Like, I mean, life's not that bad. Life's all right. You know what I mean? Like, then after 2 years taking this every day, I started to want to fucking kill myself again, man.
Oh,
like,
man.
the shit was, because that's what it was. I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
And I was depressed. And then for a year or two, everything was gravy. But then after 2 years taking that medication like clockwork every day, I wanted to fucking kill myself again. And I still kept taking it. I never talked to anyone because I was like, I can beat this, right? Like, hey, that's stupid. That's bitch shit. Like, you don't take the easy way out. So I met my wife, and I still had that. She made me happy, but I still had that feeling of, you know, I'm gonna off myself. So one day I said, you know what? Fuck this. I had 2 bottles. So I kind of stockpiled like you did a little bit, because, you know, you get every 30 days or whatever. They start giving you 60-day prescriptions. So I had a good amount. Flushed them all down the toilet. Now, I kept a pill bottle, and I started, because with citalopram, if you take yourself off of that, you're fucked. You got to wean yourself off of that. So I started taking half a pill a day. Then I went to a half pill after a week, a half pill every other day. Then after 2 weeks of that, a half pill every like 2 days. Then finally, I didn't need any anymore. I was fine. I didn't get the withdrawal. I didn't get those brain zaps. You know what I'm saying? Well, funny story. All of a sudden, after stopping to take that shit, I haven't thought about killing myself one time. Life's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's the medical society, I truly believe, placating you.
That's what it is. So I mean, like if you
Big pharma.
Big pharma is just like this. It's like that's how they make money.
That's how they make money.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Bro.
I like just for instance, I know. Listen, I just know somebody, right?
Yeah.
And this could be anybody. This could be somebody that's like, okay, I'm dealing with the circumstances of my life. I got cancer. I may have diabetes or this or that. And now I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to the doctor. I'm getting these medications, and this is killing me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess I'm trying to say like, the more you take care of yourself, the better.
Yeah.
Because like it's like in the food we eat. You know what I'm saying? Like
I was just gonna say
it's like if you look like in the UK, you know what I'm saying, or across the world, you know what I'm saying, you'll see the same food brands or something like that, but they don't nearly have as many of the ingredients in those. Yeah, it's coming down outside.
I don't know if you can hear it on the mic.
Shit is wild.
Yeah, it makes you want to look. But they would not nearly have the ingredients in the UK that they have in the US. Like there's just so much poison in our food, and we sit there eating it, brings these illnesses onto our body, and then that gets us to go to the hospital, and that gets us to prescribe these medicines, and that kills us even more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, so me and my wife were watching this. We were watching TV, and we were watching an ad for a prescription of some kind of medication. And some of the side effects: your eyes will turn yellow, your pee will fucking be like whatever, like, and like they're listing off all these side effects.
Liver. Kidney.
And my wife was like, "So essentially, your kidneys are gonna stop working."
Yeah.
She was like, "So."
Or you may be suicidal.
Yeah,
That's what killed me about the antidepressants, man. Not to be funny, like killed me about the antidepressants. Hey, you take this shit, you might have suicidal thoughts. Well, isn't that why I'm fucking taking this
That's
shit?
the whole reason I'm fucking, yeah. But like my wife was like, so your kidneys are failing. So you're going to take this for your kidneys to possibly fail.
Yeah.
Is that really what you want?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Hey, look, that's I mean, that's maybe part of the reason. Like I said, I didn't want to take a shot for the rest of my life. I just wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll take my chances and try to do it, like, you know, the natural way. You know, and I just stopped taking medicine. Like, I'm cool. Like,
That's awesome, though.
I'll go take some antibiotics, you know, for, you know, whatever. But still, I don't go to the doctors unless I'm about to die. You know, and even like, it's like to bring up COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you won't see me in the hospital unless I'm about to die.
Yeah.
You know, if I feel like I'm about to die, well, I'm just gonna have COVID or whatever, or the flu, whatever it may be. Unless I feel like I'm about to die, you won't see me, so it's cool.
No,
You know?
like,
But the healthier you keep yourself, the more your body is there to fight off whatever illness is.
infection.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's all about going back to what you said, like in the UK, or like talk about like Argentina. Like I used to be a big guy on Anthony Bourdain, right? Like he died, mental illness, you know. But Anthony Bourdain, I'll never forget, there was an episode where he went to Argentina. And every time you would see an episode of Anthony Bourdain, he would be walking through cities, and you'd always see like fast food places maybe in the back. He'd never talk about them because Anthony fucking Bourdain. I mean, he was a chef, you know. Argentina, I didn't see one fucking fast food place in the back. And the one permeating thing I took away from that episode, this is kind of when I was dealing with like mental shit, every person he talked to seemed genuinely happy.
yeah.
It's because it's what they put into their bodies. Man. Those dudes put in like, it's Hispanic food, it's German food because of the German influence in there, you know, like, I mean, it's truly what you put into your body. I noticed once I stopped eating, because like when we were in Verizon together, it was fast food every day.
Yeah.
I felt like shit.
Yeah.
But now working in where I work, you know, there's a bunch of fast food places, but I was sick and tired of blowing up. So hey, I'm gonna eat some tuna every day. I'm gonna fucking eat some yogurt, protein bar, nuts, that kind of thing.
Right now,
My mental state is so much better. It's because what you put into your body.
right. And that goes back to the 75 hard program with the diet, eating clean, you know, it gives you energy. Eating clean can make you lose weight, you know, just real quickly.
Yeah.
Depending on what you put in your body. But I just wanted to like expound on what you were saying about the UK or whatever. I just read today, like, there's 86,000 people in China that are over the age of 100.
It's because they eat their rice,
86,000.
fish, vegetables,
Yeah.
proteins, vegetables. They get their starch with the rice, but I mean, like, what's crazy is like, I think people see Chinese shit and they think of fried rice, General Tso's chicken. That isn't China. That's Americanized shit. That's appropriation of Chinese food in American society. You know what I'm saying? Chinese food is snap peas, carrots, water chestnuts, white rice, chicken, shrimp, octopus.
Yeah.
That good fucking shit that you grow from the ground or get from the ocean.
Not a process.
Not processed. And that motherfucker's over 100 years old because that's what he's been eating his whole goddamn life.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
how
hold
he's
up.
gotten to that point.
So I just want to say, if you're listening right now, it is fucking pouring outside. And if the audio is real fucked up, let me bring this up. If you are listening and the audio is real fucked up, it is because it is pouring outside. But you know what? We don't give up. We don't give up. We're gonna keep going.
As
Bear
Bone
with
Crusher
us.
once said, we're
You
never
don't give
scared.
up either. God damn it. Stick with us.
Hey,